Hey everyone, Prabir here. 2023 was full of all kinds of news, but you may have missed out on some of the most amazing scientific discoveries. So, without further ado, let's get into the recap of this year's top 5 science deep cuts. Number 5, US teens and math. A team of researchers dropped some major truth bombs about US teens and their own perspectives on their math skills. Over 40,000 15-year-olds were studied across 9 different countries and asked all kinds of questions about math, their levels of confidence, and were even given an opportunity to rank math terms in familiarity. But the thing is, some of those terms were fake. And the results? Well, out of all the countries surveyed, US teens claimed that they were the most confident in their math skills. Psychologists and social scientists are doing these types of studies to better understand if overconfidence has beneficial or harmful outcomes. For example, being overconfident might help you land a job, but once you get it, how will you perform? So, much more research is needed to get to the bottom of this, but it turns out that US teens are very confident in their math skills, regardless if they're math lords or not. Go check out our blog and see if you can identify the fake terms yourself. Number 4, time-restricted diets. In 2023, scientists set out to explore the impacts of time-restricted eating. Their subjects were only allowed to eat for 10 hours at a time. Participants in this study already had metabolic issues, but after 12 weeks, most of them reported better health, such as lowered blood pressure, better sleep, and various other health benefits. More testing is needed, but larger studies are already currently underway. This is because scientists are trying to see if time-restricted diets can be a viable option for individuals suffering from metabolic diseases. Will this work? Will this actually impact human health? Only time will tell. But regardless, it's some pretty good food for thought. Number 3, lab-grown meat. Speaking of food for thought, this year the United States became the second nation on Earth to legalize lab-grown meat. Lab-grown chicken meat specifically. Okay, so this is how it works. Scientists take cells from a living animal and then culture them in a nutrient broth and then grow them at bulk. This process is still very expensive, but as technology advances, these costs could come down. Current production amounts are about 50,000 pounds per facility, and there are only a handful of facilities, which is just a drop in the bucket compared to the 50 billion pounds of chicken that Americans eat every year. So why are scientists going up against such a big challenge? Well, global demand for meat is rising, 58% in the last 20 years. Plus, livestock has its own challenges with environmental impacts and energy-related impacts. Finding alternative options could be very valuable to the entire planet. Plus, think about it. We're not going to be taking cows to the International Space Station, to the Moon, or to Mars. So this could be a potential option for giving protein to humans far away from Earth. Of course, all this will be worked on meticulously with a team of researchers because when it comes to fake meat, there's a lot at stake. Number 2, more traffic! This year, several studies were compared and analyzed to understand the relationship between roadway expansion and future traffic. Here, scientists shared that the induced traffic effect was in full effect in a lot of areas. For example, let's say that there's a road that is very congested, and it's expanded to allow for more traffic. Well, temporarily, sure, that will feel like there's more room, but it will encourage more people to drive, sacrificing their options of biking, walking, or maybe mass transit. And shortly after, that expanded highway will become congested again. This also leads to people having more time in traffic. For example, some of our citizens are spending up to 200 hours a year in traffic. That's enough time to watch the extended director's cut of Lord of the Rings 17 times. Don't fret though, they did offer some solutions. This study shows empirical evidence that focusing exclusively on cars is not going to solve the congestion problems. They suggested that municipalities explore things like bike lanes, mass transit hubs, high occupancy lanes, and building walkable communities. Not only will this be good for congestion, but it'll be good for human health, culture, and the environment. And number 1, drum roll please. We don't have a drum. Okay, number 1, Pink Floyd and the brain. All right, this story has it all. neuroscience, artificial intelligence, and Pink Floyd. For this research, patients that were already being observed for epilepsy were studied. They already had electrodes implanted in their brains, giving researchers access to seeing what was happening in various parts of their brains. Pink Floyd's Another Brick in the Wall Part 1 was played at various times, and all of that information was mapped along the way. Now, why did they pick that song? Number one, it totally slaps. But number two, it's very complex in its chord structures, melodies, and very unique tonal vocal delivery. All of that brain data was then fed into an artificial intelligence program, and that AI was given a chance to reconstruct that information as an audio output, meaning we got to hear an AI cover of a Pink Floyd song as heard through the brains of these patients. And the results? Well, it's not quite the same magical version as Pink Floyd's, but it definitely is that song. It's almost as if you were hearing it underwater or maybe from like a room or two away. All right, so why do all this in the first place? All right, let's think about Stephen Hawking's, probably the world's most famous robotic voice, lacking inflection and tone, where everything kind of sounds the same. Well, research and technology like this could perhaps add a lot of tone and variability to speech devices, giving individuals without the ability to speak on their own a chance to communicate with the world in a more profound way. Okay, but many questions still remain. Were all the participants here already aware of the song? Would this work with other music, maybe from other parts of the world? In other words, we still need more education. But hey, research like this will continue next year, and stay tuned as we cover all of these amazing stories. Hey, thanks again for following along all year, and we look forward to covering all the breaking science next year in 2024. In the meantime, from all of us to all of you, have a happy new year, and remember to always question your world.